Good morning, Reach. I'm Jesse Walters.
And I'm Tamara Michael, and this is Richmond Early College News.
Instead of our typical news broadcast this morning, we're going to talk more about our school and the 5 standards that lead to our accreditation.
This is extremely important because there are certain standards that a school has to reach in order to be accredited by Advanced Ed.
And Advanced Ed is the largest community of educational professionals in the entire world.
So this is a huge deal.
And it's especially important for the growth and improvement of our school to give each student the best education possible.
So let's talk about these 5 standards.
Standard 1 states, the school maintains and communicates a purpose and direction that commits to high expectations for learning, as well as shared values and beliefs about teaching and learning.
I remember reading something about that on the school website before I came to the early college. It says, our goal is to provide a quality education through shared responsibility and a safe, supportive environment for all students to meet the challenges of a global society. We are committed to excellence, and we work hard to make the site a primary source for timely information for all users, and a main gateway for improved communication between parents, teachers, students, and other members of our community.
It's a bit different than it was originally written, but that just really shows how much our school is improving to make us even better.
Did you know that we had a school improvement team?
I've heard a little bit about it, but what exactly do they do?
Well, one of our reporters was able to meet with one of the team members who's also an English teacher here at the early college, so let's see what she had to say about it.
Talk about attendance for a minute, because I want to brag on the school a little bit.
So, Ms. Groves, I understand that this is a school improvement team meeting. What exactly do you discuss in these meetings, and how does it improve our school?
Well, the school improvement team is a group of all teachers, administrators, and even parents and students, and we meet regularly to discuss the problems, the issues, the challenges that the school may face, and collaboratively we identify problem areas. For example, maybe it's academic success for our students. Last year, some of our students were in a virtual public school class, which was an online class, and some of them were struggling in that class. So we met and we identified that problem area. We devised a plan that included a guided study hall time where students were held accountable for their work instead of being able to do that on their own time. And it really made an improvement in student success. Other issues that we explore, maybe safety concerns. If there's a safety issue with students, we devise a plan for that. Parent communication, we're constantly working to improve that and the relationship between teachers and students, and teachers, students, and parents. It's a reflective process. It's a working document that we constantly add to, revise. We're constantly checking to see if it is working, if it's effective, and we use input from across the board from everybody that has any interest in it at all. So
That sounds really nice. Thank you for talking about it with me.
no problem.
As with any standards, there are strengths and weaknesses. The good thing about a weakness is that there's always room to improve.
The strengths and weaknesses for Standard 1 are,
The strengths are we have a clear and concise mission for our school that is revised as needed.
the weaknesses are deploying new and innovative ways to communicate our mission to all stakeholders would greatly benefit our mission.
The second standard states, the school operates under governance and leadership that promote and support student performance and school effectiveness.
Most people don't understand the amount of work that goes into the operation of a school. There are many people in the area of governance for an entire school system, like our superintendent, Dr. Cindy Goodman, as well as other various directors and support personnel.
They do play a big part in the effectiveness of our school, but let's not forget about the main governing body of our school system, the Richmond County Board of Education. Recently, one of our reporters was able to interview Mr. Wiley Mabe, the chairman of the Board of Education, and ask them questions about the important part they play in our school.
Hi, I'm Luis Vega, and I'm standing here in front of the Richmond County Schools offices, and I wanted to know more about what it's all about, and so I wanted to ask Mr. Wiley May, but he wasn't able to be here today, and so he sent me an interesting quote, and I would like to read that now. As a governing body, the Richmond County Board of Education works very hard to establish, revise, and maintain policies that support each school's purpose. These policies address almost every aspect of school operation. Sometimes we are working on policies that affect the administration, faculty, and staff, and at other times we are working on policies that are directly related to students, such as discipline and school safety. Sometimes it is all about school finances. To do this most effectively, we have to stay informed about the latest and best practices in education. Many of us just returned from a trip to the National School Board Conference, where we received continuing education. This is very important because our goal is to support all of the schools in our district as they provide the best educational opportunities possible. And to do this, we must continue our education as well. Thank you.
Another leadership group that supports Richmond Early College is the North Carolina New Schools. As an early college, we are slightly different than a regular high school.
Here at the early college, we are getting our high school diploma and taking college classes in order to get our 2-year degree.
We have a lot of support from New Schools, and we recently had the opportunity to talk with one of the representatives.
Good morning. My name is Dora Jernigan. I'm a leadership coach with North Carolina New Schools. I specifically work with the principal, Mr. Michael Chapman, here at Richmond Early College. North Carolina New Schools also provides an instructional coach for Richmond Early College, and that person is Ms. Vicki Moss. She works specifically with the teachers. North Carolina New Schools is very proud to be working with Richmond Early College. We've been here now, I think, about 8 or 9 years, and we have seen the staff grow and change. We've seen the students grow and change, and we feel like the influence and what we've done has been a very positive effect for the students of Richmond County. With North Carolina New Schools, one of our big emphasis is on personalization. We believe that personalization is the foundation for everything that we do, because once you know who your students are, you understand who they are, you're able to teach and reach them in ways that we've never been able to in the past. Richmond Early College has been doing a fantastic job with personalization, has really grown tremendously in the past 2 years, and I'm very proud to have been a part of that.
The strengths and weaknesses for Standard 2 are:
The strengths are, we have strong policies that govern all areas of school operations, leading to quality educational opportunities.
the weaknesses are, as an early college high school, we have a slightly different mission than other high schools. Therefore, we need to find ways to better communicate this difference with all stakeholders. It's pretty cool that our school has such great leadership from so many different places.
On to Standard 3. Standard 3 states, the school curriculum, instructional design, and assessment practices guide and ensure teacher effectiveness.
The instructors around here use a lot of different teaching methods. One thing I don't think is very effective is when a teacher just lectures.
Lectures can be very boring and put you to sleep, so I love how our teachers are able to make us think outside of the box.
We want to learn more about how our teachers incorporate these learning targets into their lessons. So one of our reporters was able to interview Miss Wagers, one of our English teachers, about how she teaches her class.
Hi, I'm Christy Wagers. I'm one of the English teachers here at Richmond Early College. My group focused on Goal 3, which was our school's strong point. In Goal 3, there are 12 sub-bullets, but we found that the strengths of Goal 3 were really located in our instructional strategies. New Schools is a company and organization that has trained our teachers, and we go to training in the summer, and they follow us throughout the school year and help us to implement these strategies. Mr. Chapman, our principal, has also helped us weekly on Wednesdays at faculty meetings in implementing these same strategies. And today I want to share just a couple of those strategies with you. Around my classroom, I've posted some of the work that my students have done. The first one that you see here is called free-form mapping, and it's basically just taking a skill, just taking a subject matter, that any type of topic that you're covering in a subject, and breaking it down into some type of map, some type of visual map that the students can speak from and that they can also organize their ideas around. It could be something as simple as listing under topic areas, or it could be drawing pictures that represent subcategories. We also have debate as one of our CIF strategies, and CIF stands for Common Instructional Framework. This is the program used by the New Schools Institute. One of the strategies that we use is debate with counter arguments. It teaches us how to use opening arguments. It shows us how the students are held responsible because they have to first come up with their ideas, and then they have to collaborate together so that they're writing all of the time. That's a big focus that we have in our school. We also do polls, and they've taught us how to do polls where we involve all of the students, and we can display the results of those polls, and it helps us to engage in conversation when we come back to class. We have a chalk talk over here, also known as graffiti walk, and this is a chance for the students to put their ideas up prior to discussing them, and then to have a chance at the end of class or throughout class time to come up and see what others have said. We've also got silent discussion, which puts students, they have to write down their answers on their paper, and then they pass it to the left, and that person adds to it, and so forth until it goes around the table. So as you can see with several of the strategies that we have going on, we have writing to learn, we have collaborative thinking, we have students who work in pairs, but we also have that independent element in our strategies. Mr. Chapman requires us to include 3 of these strategies in our daily lessons so that our students are involved and engaged. And that's it.
The strengths and weaknesses for Standard 3 are:
The strengths are we have a strong and challenging curriculum that is fed through CIF instructional strategies, PLCs, teacher-focused institutes, and district professional development.
The weaknesses are: we would like to see improvement in the areas of student mentoring, interdisciplinary curricula, and family engagement in the student's educational experience.
The school has resources and provides services that support its purpose and direction to ensure success for all students.
Did you know that our school is the only school in our school system that has implemented a one-to-one initiative?
Each student has their own iPad, even though there are tons of computer labs on campus.
But having an iPad to take home is a lot more convenient.
Another resource we have is our teachers. A lot of people don't think of teachers as resources, but all of our teachers are highly qualified.
You can see from the graph that 82% of our teachers have or are working on their master's degree. That is really impressive, but it's about being more than impressive. It's about being the best teachers possible.
The strengths and weaknesses for Standard 4 are:
The strengths are: our budgeted one-to-one program provides each student with technology to enhance the educational experience.
The weakness is we need additional physical space to allow for the growth and development of our program, as well as defined protocols to ensure property communication as it relates to our technology and campus facility.
The school implements a comprehensive assessment system that generates a range of data about student learning and school effectiveness, and uses the results to guide continuous improvement.
We weren't quite sure what this meant, so we went and talked to our principal, Mr. Chapman, and he gave us more information about it.
What is data?
Well, data represents a lot of different things around the school. Most people, when they talk about data, they think it's just numbers. And there is some truth to that. We collect information about grades, we collect information about test scores, we collect information about absences or attendance. And that can help us pinpoint where a student might need help, because that's the whole purpose behind it. If we are going to be a quality school, then we have to pay attention to individual students, not just the school as a whole. When we look at the percentage of students that did well on the ACT in any given year, that's great as far as the school is concerned. But what about that individual student who's trying to get into Wilmington or trying to get into state or something like that? Did we do a quality job helping that student? And if not, then how can we improve that? You asked how it helps with the school. Well, it starts by helping with the student. So if we know that that a student is performing this way, and we know that this is where they're weak at, what are we going to do about it? And that's what the teachers and the departments and the school as a whole work on, is trying to decide how best to meet those needs, those changes.
The strengths and weaknesses for Standard 5 are:
The strengths are data is used by all academic departments to inform student performance, areas of need, and professional development topics.
The weaknesses are: although data is used to drive instruction, we find that using data among departments is difficult given that courses are taught by single teachers rather than large teams. I never really knew why we had all these rules and how the professional and business side of our school worked, but now that we've seen all of these standards in action, I understand why they are so important.
To the Advanced Ed team, we hope you enjoyed this little glimpse inside of the Richmond Early College School. We hope to see you around campus this week. I'm Tamara Michael.
I'm Jessie Walters,
And this is Reach News, reaching out to you.